Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And it's such a beautiful morning here in Orlando, Florida. Look at it. Look at outside. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for blessing me to see another day. Yes, sirree. And I hope you all said the same thing as soon as y'all woke up this morning. And please do it every morning, because our Heavenly Father didn't have to let us wake up. I am dead serious. So be grateful, be thankful, and be blessed. And yeah, hey, how y'all doing? And guess what? Kala Smith TV from Jamaica, he's in New York. He's in New York City, y'all. He's in the USA. Again, I forgot to tell you guys, but yeah, he's here. And he is going to be performing again. I don't know if it's going to be at the same place he did the last time. Because the last time, the show, it was $60 per ticket. But I don't know what it is going to be this time. I thought the shit was free. But later on, when I read about it, it was $60 per person to get in. So that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? That is not bad, because all that money is going for a good cause. It's helping people in Jamaica and in other places, that need it. So that is very good. Because some people, they would have been charging like $100 and something, but $60, that's not bad. So folks, if you all can afford $60, make sure you check out the tube and head on over to see Kala Smith TV in New York City. Make sure you check out the tube. You got to go see this angel. I am telling you. Now, don't spend your last 60 if that's it. But if you have it, don't mind sharing it. Make sure you go down there. Last time his stuff was in the Bronx. I don't know if it's going to be there again. But like I just said, check out the tube. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to you, Kalaz. Big shout out. Auntie Pauline, Marlon, the teams back in Jamaica, Grenada. Big shout out to all you folks. Y'all are doing such a wonderful, wonderful job. And yeah, I forgot to tell y'all this too. Yesterday at the pantry, I told you guys they always let the volunteers pack a box for themselves so they can take it home. Do you know this is the first time that happened? The first time. And it's going to be the last, okay? I went inside the trailer to add something to my box. And to my surprise, my box was missing. It was gone. You hear what I'm saying? It was gone. Now, I don't know how this happened, because there's always someone inside of the trailer. She usually packed the boxes for the church members that can't come. There were like 2 or 3 other ladies in there. So I don't see how this one box, it's not a little tiny box, it's a big box. I don't see how that walked out of the trailer and no one saw. No one knows anything. And it happens to be my box. Now we have to put our name on the box. And the place where I usually put my box, for some reason, it was just filled up. So I couldn't put my box over there. So I put it in another spot. And mine disappeared. I must be really special for mine to disappear. So I said, my box is not here. Where is it? So now everyone is flocking around, the volunteers, except 4 people. They were outside. And it was like, what happened? What happened? I said, what happened? My box is not here. It was right here. So, they was like, even the deacon, he came in, he was like, oh no, we have to find Jennifer's box. We have to find her box. So I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I said, this is the first time that something like this happened. The first time. So one of the ladies said, it's probably one of the new people. It's probably one of the new people. Folks, no matter where you go or who you around, there's always a thief. You hear what I'm saying? A thief in the crowd. There's always going to be a thief. You cannot trust people. You cannot trust anyone. I am telling you, they'll smile in your face and behind your back, they will steal the clothes off of you. I am dead serious. Okay, we went and the deacon took me and we checked this other lady's, her vehicle. Now, mind you, she's new too. Anyway, she had 3 boxes in her vehicle. So he was checking the boxes and, the names weren't my name. And I said, nah, these are not, my box is not in there. I said, my box has a gallon of sweet tea in it. So the box was in there. And of course, she speaks Creole, but she was like saying, she didn't take it or whatever. Anyway, first of all, they're not supposed to remove the boxes out of the container until everything is done and people are getting ready to go home. Now, our team leader, Sonia, wasn't there. If she was there, that would have never happened. But, she has a food truck that she mans. She's a chef. So she can't come every Wednesday. But no one expects stuff like that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, the lady, she drove off with the 3 boxes with the other 2 guys, and they left. So the next person that was left was this other guy. Sometimes he drive the truck there, and he is a slickster because he took this other lady's croissants out of her box. And she went looking for it, and then she found out that he took it, But, she didn't cause a fuss or nothing like that. She just came and she whispered to me, that's Stephanie. And she said, Maxwell took it. Maxwell took it. So, Maxwell, he was gathering up the rest of the folks that is on foot for them to get their food, So I went over to him and I asked him, did he remove my box, a box out of the thing? Of course, he's going to say no. And he has a slick smile on his face. I am dead serious. And he always comes around, giving everybody a hug with this little fake smile. Can't be trusted. Anyway, they had problems with him once, and he had stopped coming because he used to bring a lady with him. I don't know if it was his wife or not. But between the two of them, they used to be taking extra food. They used to be taking extra food. They never put it inside the container. They would store the boxes on the outside, which they're not supposed to do. And then they would sneak the boxes and go put into his vehicle. That's what was going on. So Sonia had put a stoppage to that. No, not Sonia. The other lady that was there, Matilda, she had put a stoppage to that because she saw them leaving with the stuff. And he had got angry, just like this other man that was driving the truck. They get angry because they figure because they drive the truck, they have the leadway to take extra food. You're only allowed one box. And you're not supposed to be sneaking and taking it and putting it in your car and all this kind of BS. There's thieves all over the place. Doesn't matter if they go to church or not. And these people supposed to be go to this church. Anyway, he has stopped coming. But now he's back. He came back. Sonia is a new manager. But when Sonia comes, Lucy, I know she's going to tell Sonia, she's gonna speak in Creole, and she's gonna tell Sonia, and Sonia is gonna have a meeting and have a big talk about it. She probably would be letting, cause Lucy said, I think I know who it is, but I'm not saying nothing. So Lucy is gonna tell Sonia. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So Sonia probably will get rid of him, but I do believe that he's the one that took it. But I didn't make no big stink about it. I just went on doing what I was doing. And, the word was going around about it. Guess what? I came outside. Well, one of the ladies called me inside, and now she wants to give me more food, So she is handing me some grapes and stuff. I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't need no grapes. Thank you very much. But you don't have anything to take home. I said, I have something to take home. I'm okay. Thank you anyway. So on my way out of the container, I came out and I saw my box on the table. It wasn't there before when I was going into the container. It was not there. All of a sudden, I saw the box. So the person that took my stuff, they wanted to cover their behind, so they already took most of my stuff out of the box, and of course they moved it and put it somewhere else, and they put my box on the table. So my box only had like 4 items in it. The tea was gone. So I picked up the box and I said, Here's the box right here. You see my name right on it? It's written in red ink. The person took the box out. They took everything that was inside the box except for these 4 items, and they removed it. Hearing about the box is missing, all of a sudden they brought the box back and set it right here. Why didn't they just keep the damn box, throw it in the garbage? Because they thought they would have been told about it. So I do believe it was Maxwell, and it's okay. God see what he did. You know what I'm saying? As much as he might go to church and all of that, God knows that you are a crooked man. He is a crooked man, I should say. And people like that, they don't get too far in life. Anything can happen to them. Anything will happen to them. But I wasn't angry to the point where I was going to be like, oh, later for this. I'm done. I'm not coming back here. Most people would have done that. But no, I didn't, I got over that. But I already had me some stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is slicker than me. Nobody is slicker than me or Stephanie over there. We have our own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So little do he know, we are both contented, you know? We're good women. We're good women. Put it like that. So yeah, I just want y'all to be aware of people. Be aware of your surroundings. It doesn't matter where it is or whatever. Yeah, that happened at the pantry, but that could happen anywhere. You can have someone visiting your home, and while your back is turned, they could be taking your stuff and put it in their bag. They know when they are leaving. So make sure you check your stuff before whoever comes to your house to visit, before they leave. I am dead serious. Make sure you check everything, because people are crooks. You can't trust anyone. That goes for family members, friends, strangers. I really don't care who they are. You cannot trust anyone. And you see that big smile they put on their face? Don't trust that either. Don't trust that. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. But I'm good. I am good. I just woke up a little while ago, but I was laying back doing a little reading, and yeah. Tomorrow is going to be an eventful day, excuse me. I'm going to be working at the event like I told y'all. So I have my attire together. I'm going to iron it out in a little while and put it on the side, all black. And the reason I got me another shirt was because I have one, but it has a white logo here. And I was thinking of painting it, getting a marker and painted it in black, but what sense do that make? It's just going to mess it up, because it's still not going to be all black. It's going to be looking like kind of gray. And the person that's doing the hiring, they said it has to be an all black shirt. So yeah, so that's why I got the pants and the shirt from Old Navy. And that's what I'll be wearing tomorrow. I have my black sneakers. And yeah, I will let you guys see what is going on over there. I shoot me a video when I can. And I don't know if it's a Spanish festival or what, but I remember when I went to the flea market, I was talking to the lady, and she said they was having an event the ending of the month. And I got lucky because my friend La Vanessa, she had called me and she said, "Jennifer, you want to work?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, why not?" And I said, "Where's it going to be? What am I going to be doing?" And she said, it's going to be at the Florida Fairgrounds security. And she told me how much it's going to be paying an hour. And the time. So then she told me, she sent the man's number and she told me to call him right now. So, I jump on that, and that's how I got on board. You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth down here in Florida. Word of mouth is how you get around to get these little gigs. I'm dead serious. Serious. And for those of you that don't like Spanish people or whatever, here in Florida, especially Orlando, you need to start liking you need to start liking Spanish folks. You need to start liking them because Spanish is spoken down here mostly, or should I say mainly? No, most Spanish is spoken. A lot of these folks don't speak English. So they walk around with their phones and stuff, to translate. And you need to have one of these Spanish folks in your corner. Because if you just speak English, you don't speak no kind of Spanish, your butt is lost. So you need to know someone that speaks Spanish down here. You don't have to be bosom buddies with them or not, but you need to know somebody that speaks Spanish. If you want to get ahead here in Florida, I am dead serious. Florida is filled with a lot of Spanish folks. I don't have no offense to anyone that speak a different language, but it's good to know someone that speak Spanish especially. That's how I be getting my gigs. I am dead serious. And it wasn't that I was trying to make friends with this lady. Jerry, my Dominican friend, she used to be his roommate. They had lived right across from me. And I met Jerry first. And Jerry said, we can be friends. Can we be friends? If you need anything, let me know, whatever, I said, okay, but I wasn't about asking him for any favors. But it so turned out that, we became very good friends. Nothing rude in there, nothing rude. We became very good friends. He speaks English and Spanish. And then I met La Vanessa, because she used to come knock on my door and she would ask for a cup of sugar or ask for something. I used to be annoyed, but I would give it to her because I don't like people that beg all the time. I don't like that. That's something I don't do, and I don't like that. But I would give it to her anyway, And then Jerry would tell me, don't give her anything, that's how she is. She have money. Instead of her taking her money and buying stuff, she's always running back to Dominican Republic, buying stuff, taking it down there and selling it and all that. I'm not business with what she does, but I was grateful for the advice from him. So, I was very aware of her, So I had to put her in her place about that. You know what I'm saying? So, she slowed down on doing that. Then she wanted to use my scale, So, I bought my scale from the five and below store, and it was only $5. It's digital. Nice glass. It's really nice. I'll show you. So, she started wanting to use my scale, claimed she was putting on all this weight. This is the scale right here. Yep. And the battery is low again. I have to put another one in. Yeah, but I let her use it, And then eventually she stopped asking for anything. Then, when she was going to get her eyebrows done, she asked me to come along with her, and I went. And of course, she talked me into doing mine because mine was looking like trash. I told that in another video. So, I got mine's done, and look at it. It's still going strong. It lasts. You don't have to refresh it until 3 to 4 years. It's permanent. Because remember I said I didn't have no hair. I pulled all my eyebrows out, pluck them out. So, and I did a video of this too. It was $300, but it was worth it. I am dead serious. Instead of using that pencil all the time that don't stay on, So yeah, and we became friends from like that, you know what I'm saying? And whenever I went to the pantry, I used to always bring back some stuff for her, and I would give her, I would give Jerry too. And then eventually, Jerry, he moved out, he bought a house. He wanted to get away from her, so he bought a house, and a nice little house, And she eventually moved out too. Well, I was told she was put out, but she swear up and down that she wasn't. But then one day she came out and told me, "Do you know they took? Do you know they removed all my stuff from my apartment? I told them I was moving, and they came and they removed my stuff out of my apartment." So then something clicked in my head, and I said, yeah, she was lying. She didn't want me to know that they put her out. The reason for them putting her out, because she was behind in rent. She was trying to be slick because she used to have all these different people coming, staying in the apartment, and she would charge them, Like she was using the apartment as a B&B, those places that you rent out. Yeah. So, Jerry told me that's how she is. That's why Jerry hurried up and moved, because he didn't like what she was doing, He said she's like that. She always want to make money off of people and all this kind of crap. So, that gave me more insight on watching her too, be aware of her. And then when she was moving, I said to her, I said, just keep my number in case you hear of any other jobs and stuff like that, because she's the one who told me about the Disney thing. So I'm on now. And, she said, oh, Jennifer, I will, So that's how I got my contact. You know what I'm saying? And that still go on. She travels a lot and stuff like that. I don't know how she worked and she travels so much, because she got fired from the airport job because she was going away too much. But she works at Disney now, she works in the kitchen, So she still travels, but not as much. Because, she have that mortgage to pay now. She has a nice house. I don't really care for the area, but she has a nice house. There are nice houses over there, but I just don't like it. It's surrounded by a lot of the woods and stuff. I just, and it's far from the stores. I just don't like the area. That's over there where the second couple that I married, that was her house that I videotaped, where they had the nice decoration and stuff like that. It's a beautiful house. But I'm always with my eyes open, I watch people and stuff like that. I be aware of people. I don't dislike her. That's how she is. I'm not about changing her or nothing like that. She will never change. She's a grown-ass woman. She ain't gonna change. But she's nice, And so that's how we got connected, just like that. But seriously, you need to know, if you come to Florida, if you living in Florida, you need to know somebody that speaks Spanish. If your next door neighbor is Spanish or whatever, don't turn your nose up at them and don't speak or nothing like that. Speak. Just say good morning or whatever, Not all of them are snooty people. I met a lot of nice Spanish people over here. From Puerto Rico, from Brazil, from Cuba, from Mexico, from El Salvador, from Spain. I met a lot of Spanish people over here. And they are very nice, very nice. I'm not saying about all of them, just like all blacks are not nice either. You know what I'm saying? But they are very nice. They are. So Don't look down on these folks. You know what I'm saying? And they are very smart. They are not stupid people. And they could cook their asses off. Excuse me for cursing. They can cook. And yeah. So getting back, don't trust folks. Don't trust anyone. You can be friends with them, but don't trust them like that. You know, don't put all your trust in them. You know how they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Yeah. And yeah, you know, Vanessa, like I said, you know, she travels a lot. And, you know, she invited me to come to Dominican Republic with her and stuff like that. But I told her, no way, Jose. I said, you are not going to sell me. That's right. I say, you are not going to sell me. So, you know, she got offended. And then she said, Jennifer, I would not do that. She don't know I know what she does. But if I go to the Dominican Republic, I'll be going there with somebody that I know. I would not be going there with her. That's for sure. Because she loves money. And she's always with a plan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be her agenda. Hell no. So yeah, that's how I be getting my little gigs. You know, she called me and tell me about it, and I'll go. So yeah, excuse me. No, I don't have the coronavirus. Yeah. So yeah, but that's still out there. It's not going. It's still out there. I was reading. It's in I think it's China or Korea or Japan, one of them places. I think it's China. You know, it's over there. It's rising over there. I think it's China. You know, but allegedly. Yeah, but you know, I haven't really been looking at the P. Diddy case. You know, I'm just waiting to hear the verdict. Because, you know, I don't know. And, you know, President Trump pardoned this rapper. I can't remember his name right now, but he pardoned him. You know, I was kind of looking at his case a couple of times on YouTube. But yeah, he got pardoned and stuff like that. I'm very happy for him. Young man, do the right thing this time, okay? Do the right thing. You should be grateful that President Trump got you out of there. So be grateful to him too. Keep your head up. Stay away from the bad company. Take care of your family. And take care of yourself. And stay the hell on out of trouble. The other rapper, YSO, not YSO, I don't remember his name. He's from here in Florida. He has dreads, but I was looking at him the other day. It looked like he cut his dreads off. Anyway, this young man looked like he might be doing some serious time. He been in there for a good while, and you know, he has been trying to get a pill to get out and stuff like that, but it's some law that was passed, and from what they're saying, allegedly, you know, they was holding him and waiting for this law to pass. This law is restricting him from getting out. You know what I'm saying? He has to do the death penalty or whatever. He has to stay in there, whatever, you know, allegedly. So I don't know. I don't know. It looks like he might be doing that, doing all that time. But young man, you know, you I was looking at your case, and you was a terror from young. Oh my God. You started out from like maybe 12 or 13, allegedly. You've been a terror from young. You're still young. You look like freaking 15 years old, but I know you got to be probably in your 20s or something. But my God, that's really sad. Really, really sad to see the young youth destroying their lives like this. You know what I'm saying? Committing all these crimes and doing all this shit. Now your life is like wasted because you're just gonna be sitting in there until it's time for you to hit the road, Jack. You know what that means? Till death do us part. Oh, I had a little sympathy for you before, but after looking at the case and stuff, I'm like, Jesus, this boy here, he did a lot of damn wrong, you know? So you know they looking at it allegedly, you know, you're not good to be back out here in society. Because if they give you a chance to come back out here, you're going to do worse than what you did before. You know, allegedly. So I don't know what to say. If you get let out of there, you lucky. That's all I got to say. And if you get let out of there, you need to thank your stars above. But remember, one day you got to answer to the Almighty. Because allegedly you killed your two friends. You know what I'm saying? And when you kill somebody, your hand is stained. All of you is stained. And you have to answer to the Almighty. I don't care how much time you might have to do in jail or whatever, or prison. When it all boils down, you still have to answer to the Almighty. And the thing that I don't understand, whenever you come out to go into the court, you know, you always have this grin on your face. And then you get back serious, and then you got the grin again, you know what I'm saying? Showing the gold teeth. That don't even look good in your mouth. It don't. Then you'll see you with your white, your extra white teeth. And you got this smile on your face. I don't even know if it's real or fake, because whenever I look at you, you know, 1 minute it's there and then the next minute it's gone. You're back to serious. Make up your mind which one you want to do. You know, first of all, you should be coming out of there looking serious. You're not supposed to be having no damn smirk or no smile on your face. That's probably why they not letting you out too. You're not showing no kind of remorse or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You have to look serious. But maybe it's too late for all of that anyway. So what can I say? Oh. And yeah, Kai Sinet, big up to you. Your streaming university was a success. I'm glad you gave all those folks an opportunity to rise even higher than where they were. I'm glad you did, even though there were a few mishaps and stuff like that. But I'm very proud of you, young man. Very proud of you. And you know, allegedly they're saying your friend, your partner, somebody, you know, he's saying, he's going around saying that, you know, you sold your soul to the devil. Well, I don't know how true that is, allegedly, but Kai, I hope you didn't. Seriously. Because you see what's going on right now with Mr. Combs and all these other folks that's running and hiding. They might be going to jail, allegedly. So you need to be careful. You need to be careful. Seriously. You need to be careful. But you know, us Sagittarians, no matter what happens, you know, we survive. We're survivors. We're survivors. Jay-Z is a Sagittarian too. You know what I'm saying? He done a lot for the public and stuff like that. Then, you know, allegedly there are, you know, lots of haters. Lots of people don't like him or whatever. I don't know. But, you know, he came from far too. You know what I'm saying? And he's a Sagittarian. You know, like I said, we're survivors. So maybe he'll survive all of this too. It's all in the almighty hands, you know. It's in the court hands too, but you know, it's all in the almighty hands, you know. So what can I say? You know. So I'm gonna get off now, you know, go groom myself. I ran my mouth enough for the morning. Right now I'm listening to Michael Jackson. That's my boy. Rest in peace. And, you know. So y'all have a beautiful day, because I certainly am. Peace.